Oh. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Lakeland Legends. This is Michael.
This is Todd.
And this is Logan. And today we're back playing Dungeons and Dragons 2014 5th edition. Continuing on my campaign, well, what happened last time? Uh, we reached the Elven Kingdom, a place, and somebody assassinated the queen, I think?
Do you need a pencil?
Yeah. Let me steal this one. What? Do you recall what race the queen was? Probably no. Yes.
Well, that does narrow it down. We are in the Elven Lands.
Well, yeah, you're in high elven lands. So a high elf? Yes.
Do you remember anything else about the Queen?
Do you remember anything else about the kingdom? No. Do you remember anything else about the kingdom? Besides that there's elves.
There were fairies around here.
Yeah. That's one thing.
We came into the kingdom and we met with somebody.
Do you mean the vampire guy?
Yeah, the vampire guy.
Surveillance.
Surveillance. That's his face.
Oh, he has a name? Yes.
Yes, he had a name. I just didn't remember it. And I don't think I wrote it down because... Or did I?
Surveillance.
Let's see.
No, surveillance.
Surveillance.
Oh.
There's a
I thought it was
thing between the Sun Elves and the Moon Elves.
Yes. But that was...
And we're in the Sun Elf part, right?
No, you're in
No, in the Moon Elf part. I had a 50-50 chance again.
So, you awaken upon your rooms.
So...
Now...
Yeah.
Do you need a spelling?
No.
How do you spell it? Can I see?
Savalus.
S-O... S-O-V...
S-O-V...
E-L...
I-S-S. Oh, that's more like Sovalus.
Oh! Yeah, that's probably better. So Sovalus. So you said surveillance at first.
Okay.
Well,
so
okay.
Vampires watching us. We got that.
Well, so you two awaken. Now you're in separate rooms, but now your bed is kind of small for you, but it is beautifully decorated. Why is it small?
It's a halfling bed.
Oh. It's an elf bed. You're what, 8 foot bugbear? I'm 6'9". Yeah. Elves are like 5 foot. Like 5'6" ish.
I'm an elf.
How tall are you?
5'6".
Well, so your bed fits you a little bit more comfortably.
Good.
Your toes aren't sticking out the end.
Oh. I probably quite enjoying this. Probably better than a human place that I've been.
Yes, it is beautifully crafted. Everything is very designed. A lot of effort, a lot of work put into this. You could tell it was made by elves. The beds are a bit small.
It's almost like elven woodcrafters have time on their hands to make things nice.
So they do. What are you gonna do? Probably go outside. Okay. Do you guys want to meet out in the hall? Yeah.
Sure.
Well, you meet out in the hall, and oh yeah, you two come out the doors, and Pierre floats through a third door in a third room.
Why does Pierre have his own room?
Yeah. Pierre says, well, I asked for somewhere where I could work or write and do stuff.
Okay, fair
You
enough.
could have
Not many humans go to these elven lands.
You could have easily turned invisible and went into a room yourself.
Right?
I don't want to be a creep. I'm already called creepy because I'm a ghost. I don't need to actually be creepy.
Then go into an empty room.
Well,
How would you know it was empty until you went in? And
That's how you find out.
That's the creepy part.
They
You just
they wouldn't see you.
peek in while somebody's changing or something like that.
uh,
Oh, nope, it's occupied.
I would never want. No, I would not want to do that.
Oh.
It would ruin the ghost's reputation. What?
What? No, not in that
Yo,
specific
what?
situation. No.
You would want to float through the door as someone's changing.
Oh no, I don't want to do that. Oh.
Okay, it's time to pivot to a new sentence.
Well,
I was saying I'd float into my own room so I
Well-
can get a free room.
I mean,
That's fair.
I didn't really have to pay. I mean, I really don't mess with stuff.
Was he scared of you?
I mean, I bothered him. He doesn't sleep much either, so you know.
Great.
Sometimes it's lonely when no one else is awake. But anyways,
Oh wait, I realized that elves don't really sleep.
Well, they do. They don't need to.
yeah, well, they don't sleep much.
Ups.
But Pierre does mention he didn't even seem to need to sleep at all, which I feel like that was kind of strange. I mean, he just did light activity. I mean, I don't know much about elves, but well, and with through all the commotion, a big a big door at the end of the hall opens, and you see Sovelas coming out of it. He says, "What? Hello."
Hello, good sir.
Hello.
Well, I've stayed up for this whole night. I've been trying to think what we should do, and really, I was talking to your ghost friend. I didn't. You're a ghost friend.
Of course. Who doesn't have a ghost friend?
Me?
You
Now you
now.
do.
Well, I mean, yes, through association. But I think our first thing to do is go to the kingdom. Or like the huge castle building.
The Elven Kingdom,
Yeah.
as it were. Okay.
I mean, there's still a king who's. There's still a king who still has power over the. Who still has power over the kingdom.
It's just
Okay.
no queen.
Well, yeah, the queen's been.
Assassin.
Met an unfortunate demise.
Assassin.
Well,
Assassinated.
yes.
Well, why exactly would anybody want to assassinate the queen?
Oh,
You say there's a king. Why would they assassinate the queen?
maybe to stir up trouble, conflict, maybe to gain power at a short notice. Like, try and, like, keep going up as you gain power. Like, maybe through. Maybe you're a bounty hunter and you were paid a lot of money.
Well, I do understand that. I'm just saying. I don't understand politically why you would kill the queen and not the king.
Maybe they didn't have enough time to get bold.
What if it was the king?
What if it was? Well, I mean, the queen would have still ruled.
I mean, what if the king killed the queen?
Oh,
That would be a
that would be
strange
interesting.
circumstance.
No, I think that's unlikely.
True, I think it must be an undead creature.
Why?
Dead creature.
Because there's undead creatures everywhere.
That's true.
That would be a fair guess, but it seemed very precise. We haven't really had a conflict with a major necromancer of sorts, to my knowledge.
Can't
Do-
elves be necromancer?
I mean, they could be, but maybe. Wait, do you guys know a major necromancer?
Not personally.
Hmm.
I know of a cult that rips people's skin off.
Oh,
What? You don't know the cult?
there's a cult of
There's,
skin-eating people?
well,
No.
they
They turn
they
people
turn
into skeletons.
they turn people into skeletons, which then rip in through their flesh, and
I guess
yeah, some of them
flesh-eating things turn people into skeletons too.
some of them are fiery,
Technically.
dark and fiery.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Consider yourself lucky.
I mean, we've had how long has this been going on?
For as long as I can remember.
Hmm. I mean, we've had our own very mystical problems here, especially with the Fae getting really rampant as of lately.
I hope today to use my mirror image on her.
That's a random statement in the middle of this conversation.
Why, yes.
No,
I
I'm not. I'm
agree.
not saying it as rock. I'm saying it just out as the player.
I mean,
I hope to use it this time.
you could cast it, and we could pretend the illusions are like training dummies.
What if you hit the right one?
Well, I mean that wouldn't be
If
nice.
we hit the right one, that would be good. It's if we hit the wrong one.
Yeah, if we hit the wrong one, well, then we miss and we fail.
Yeah, what if you hit me?
Well,
You would be the wrong one in that circumstance.
oh, Mm, we were going off of different ideas.
I was going off of your idea.
Well, I think we should try and get up to the castle.
Okay.
Like, we could check out the scene. Though my only issue, these fools know my face.
Why would that be a problem?
Well, it's hard to get into somewhere if they know who I am. Especially if they know that I'm some noble. They don't really like nobles here.
You're a noble?
What? Why, yes! I'm a lord of the land.
So
I
why would you not
forgot.
be welcome into the castle as a noble?
Don't they? Didn't you say they only let in, like,
I mean,
they're very strict about people they let in?
they're very strict.
I would-
Especially after the assassination. They don't trust anyone. Even if someone with money, because, I mean, you let the wrong person in, the king's gone too.
Right, but if you're a lord of the land and can't get in, how is a bugbear and a human going to get into an elven castle?
Why, we could be detectives. What if we're detectives of some southern area? Maybe like that small town that no one's really heard of. What is it, Watersburg?
Oh,
And how do you know about words?
It's a town. It's a town down south.
Let's just say it's not a town anymore.
Watersburg doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, because they've been quarantined. They had to take it down.
It got burned down
Down.
by that skeleton cult.
Yeah.
Why? I've heard that an illness plagued them.
No.
Oh, not an illness.
In fact, everyone here knows that it's an illness plagued it.
It's not an illness.
That's not the fact.
The town was literally burned to the ground.
Yeah, we saw it with our bare eyes.
Why? This
My
is...
bugbear eyes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they still know. They only know about the quarantine. We could just pretend that we're still from there, as long as none of you tell them that it's been burned.
But how you gonna? But you're a lord of the land. Doesn't everybody know you're?
Well, that's the thing.
They don't.
Well, they
They could
do.
just leave you here.
I mean, could.
We might need some assistance, though.
Do you have... Yes, but yeah. Well, let's just say I'm very deceiving. I mean, now, I'm... What if I had a mask? A special mask. Like, just a mask. Maybe changed up, like, my appearance, my clothes. Got, like, a hat, or, like, a hood and a mask.
I'm gonna be wearing a trench coat.
No, that's so suspicious.
3 goblins in a trench coat.
See, these elves, they have a little bit of taste in fashion. Sadly,
I
Fair.
a
mean,
trench coat's
it's
gonna
the,
make you stick
it's
out.
what you think of when you see a detective, though, isn't it?
Well, yes, but
We're not elves.
that's the thing. You could be from a far land.
Yeah, so we can wear a trench coat.
Sure, but
I'm
anyways, I'm gonna go grab a mask, a quote religious mask. Let's say it's for religion. One of them invented by the people of the southern area.
Oh, that's a good plan.
I can't I can't take it off because, well, it's for religious purposes. He goes into the back.
You could be from the cult of the 3 gods.
Mm,
Sorry, religion of the 3 gods.
You're not cult.
the 3 gods.
Yeah, the 3-headed dragon thing.
Maybe.
Who we got a blessing from? I can't seem to remember the name of them.
Uh,
I know there's a name for them, but I don't remember what it is. Right, I keep looking.
I can tell you if you need.
Sure.
It's the god of fate.
Oh yeah, the god of fate, but I don't remember his name.
Fate.
Okay.
with the 3 heads.
Well, yeah,
of
the 3 heads of individual names.
Oh, that's right.
The head of one of them's destiny, karma, and chaos.
I knew 2 of them. Karma and Chaos. I forgot about Destiny.
Yeah, I think destiny. I think is lawful good.
Okay, so there was an
Not
orange
sure,
claw
but I
marking on the
think
dragon.
Chaos would be chaotic.
What dragon?
Dragon on the pedestal.
Dragon on a pedestal?
Whoa! Oh, that was from the forest.
Oh yeah, that's right.
What?
I'll look it back through my notes.
That was from an old
But
but from the old bits of the lair, the dragon's lair that were shot out and crashed into the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Well, okay, anyways, let's get back. So Valus, he goes back into the room, and you see him pull out, and he comes back, and he has this decorated mask. It's very like, it's a very pretty like mask. It's a little bit like, but it covers his whole face, and he has a hood that covers like the back of his head. Actually, wait, not whole, the front of his face. And he has a mask that goes, or a hood that goes back. Basically, you couldn't tell who it was. And he says, "Let's get moving." So he's going to lead you outside, and you guys are walking towards the kingdom. Whatchamacallit? The main castle building. The keep.
Okay.
We need you and you to roll me a perception check.
Ooh, perception. I have advantage.
I think it's to this that you both.
13.
You and you is okay. How about a 19?
13, 19. So, as you're walking by, you see a tall tower decorated, and it seems to have a large bell, but what catches your eye more is there's a giant burn mark and a little bit of destruction from it.
Oh.
And you notice that there's, like, workers outside the building, and it seems to be, like, shut down.
Alice, surveillance.
Yes.
What's up with that? What's up with the bell? Some magic gone awry?
I wish I knew. I don't know. I mean,
Maybe it's that fire skeleton cult.
I would say it's unlikely. I mean, we could
We
ask.
seem to be outside of the influence of the fire skeleton cult at the moment.
I mean, we could ask the workers, but I don't think they'd know much.
Somebody probably casted fireball on
Are
it.
they working high up on the thing, or?
Well, there's some at the bottom, like guarding it, making sure no one gets in, and there's some higher up.
I'll go up and ask them.
Why, hello!
Hello, good sir.
What brings you to the tower?
Just we were walking past, and I noticed there was damage. Looks like it's like a blasted with fire or something.
Why, I'm unsure. We weren't told. We were just told to keep this safe and protected. Apparently, there must have been some fool going up around here and doing stuff they shouldn't have. What?
Perhaps a hooligan.
Again, we do not call people hooligans.
Oh, okay.
Well, we don't call
It doesn't
elves.
make them less of a hooligan just because you don't use that word.
I mean, no, there must have been a reason that fireball was casted upon some
Fire.
person.
I guess,
Or some fire eruption.
I didn't guess it.
I guess fireballs, since us elves were very common in magic, so a lot of defenses and offenses are usually magical.
It's curious.
Yes.
Oh, this is me to the DM.
Okay.
Just curious, how far up is the blasted mark?
Well,
And I'm assuming the bell is inside the tower, or is it outside?
it's displayed outside, but it is like inside, and there seems to be there's a hollow opening for it. Like there's a
Like it's a room with big empty windows?
no windows. Well,
Right.
yeah, it's big, empty, and the blast mark seems to be like by there. like right by that opening.
Okay. And how high up is it?
Maybe. Hold up. 30, 40 feet up. It's very high. But it's a wait. Hold on, is that? It's a very important tower, and you do notice there's another one on the other side. Like,
Is it
like the division between the sun dark. You do notice there is like a sun one
Okay.
that's crafted.
is
Do you
the
think if I was standing here that I could throw something and hit the bell?
are you gonna try and ring the bell?
I'm trying to make a analytical decision if it's possible or not. Or is this like way out of my range?
I'd say with disadvantage.
Okay. Fair enough.
Are you going to?
No.
Well, why do you ask?
Gonna
Because I was curious if I could do something.
You want to throw something at what?
the bell?
The bell?
Why?
Why?
Because you wanted to.
Okay, quick question. Are you sure? Okay, good. Guess you're gonna get beat for doing that.
Why?
It's not probably an appropriate thing to do. It's not something I was going to stand here and throw
Oh yeah, we're in the
middle-
public.
in the middle of the thing and try
You know, we're in the middle of the road.
to
and there's
desecrate
a-
their sacred bell or something like that.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of guards everywhere. A, protecting this bell tower. B, protecting the actual steps to the keep.
Right.
Yo,
And I just throw a stone at it.
if you
Yeah,
threw a
nobody's gonna
stone
like
and
that.
rang the bell, like 4 guys are gonna like leap onto you,
Okay,
and you're probably gonna have to make a new character.
I'm not gonna do that.
Okay. You're looking at me like that for. I always have a plan.
Yeah, you come up with pretty good plans. You
I didn't say it was a good plan. I said I came up with a plan.
you
Anyway,
yeah. Okay. Well, is there anything else you want? You
no.
travelers?
Travelers, yes. We're travelers from Watersburg. We're here to investigate the assassination of the Queen.
Whoa. Why, we're the detectives of Waterbury, down in the... Yeah, we're detectives of Waterbury trying to investigate what happened in this area. I am the head detective. These are my 2 major assistants.
Yes.
So,
We are his Watson to his Sherlock Holmes.
Right. What should I?
I didn't roll anything.
yeah, you guys don't have to roll anything.
He's trying to roll deception.
Oh, well, sorry, detective and the other 2.
Detectives.
You're a detective?
Oh,
Roll deception. Yo, you need to make him believe that.
I'm not a detective.
You're a detector, not a detective.
I'm a detector.
A detective? Not a detective.
He's like a fire alarm.
I'm a detector.
He's a smoke detector.
I was like, smoke.
Well,
Well, two.
detectives, you shall go on your way.
I'm gonna one.
Yes, we'll be on our way. Thank you for your time, and we apologize for any inconvenience.
Oh, I really don't got that much. Just sit here and make sure no fools go walking in.
Oh, truly, you have one of the most important jobs in the land. Because if you were not here, somebody might just walk in here and do something nefarious.
Well, That's quite flattering, but I have my oh. He points over to us. I have my assistant. And you look over, and he's sleeping. Midday, he's sleeping.
Another elf?
Yeah.
That's weird. He's a ghoul.
Right. And he goes over and starts yelling at him.
Okay.
And
We'll be on our way.
yeah, and you guys move on. Well, right next to the towers. Well, right next to these bell towers. Actually, yeah, you were right next to you were close to the stairs that lead up to the keep. You go to one of the stairs, and there's guards standing outside. What brings you to the keep?
Ah,
Well,
we are
could probably let him talk.
here to invest. We are detectives from Waters to
He says, sorry, Savela says, I got this.
um
We are the major detectives from, we are the major detectives from the city of the city of Watersburg, down the southern region. We were called to investigate this murder, quite grand one, important to many of your kind.
made me put on my fancy voice and I didn't get to speak.
Well, this is my detectee. He is helping me assist. He is assisting me.
I'm just your assistant.
This is my detect. He is assisting me, and this is my detector.
He's a smoke detector.
At least he's not a detectee.
Fucking elf.
Metal.
We would like to go and investigate.
I'll just go around the guy in metal armor and be like, die, my metal detector.
Yeah. No, he is going to. Obviously, this is not true, so it's a deception check. You.
I got a 17.
Ooh, he passes barely.
You didn't need to.
I know.
Do you want to convince him that you're an assistant, not a
Roll an insight check.
detective?
I did. I already rolled for that.
Wait, why'd you roll insight?
I want to see if he's lying.
Oh,
Savels.
well,
You already know he's lying.
okay. Well, what'd you get?
11.
Oh, that ties.
I have.
So you kind of think he's
Summon-
lying,
I have
but
a
you also
summon.
kind of think he's not a detective.
I know he's not a detective.
I got a 17.
Wait, what were you trying to check?
I'm
If you were a detector?
I was curious more if he's lying to us.
About?
not being a detective.
About his actual intentions. He's a strange moon elf. We've never met elves before.
Mmm. His intentions. Well, you seem to think. You don't think there's murderous intent within him.
Okay.
You do think he's trying to he's trying to help out, but you're still a little suspicious. I'm gonna say.
Okay.
You tied with that.
That's fine.
So, you guys. Well, the guard says, well, sorry, Mr. Detective Man. I shall lead you inside.
Okay.
I mean, I trust that you're detectives, but the king, especially, So, the king, after the death, has been very, very suspicious.
Should
I
we,
agree.
should we roll
You
an
should.
investigation check?
For what?
To see if we figure out what happened.
Oh, well, you're not in yet.
Oh.
So, you walk up these tall stairs.
Be nice if we had an idea of what we were looking before we start rolling.
Yeah, wait, you don't even know. You're at the bottom of the steps. He just said he was going to lead you
I'm
up.
just gonna stand in front of the castle. I investigate. There it is. Figured it out.
I got 2.
A 2? Yo, you noticed nothing.
We weren't up the stairs yet. That was for when I was outside.
Okay.
I got a 15, and I figured it out.
You're like halfway up the stairs. You notice.
There's stairs.
Yeah, and they're a little dirty. Because
What kind of stairs are
uh,
they? Like marble or stone or
they're very
wood?
it's
timber?
it's marble stairs, fancy metal railings across the side.
Okay, railings. That's good.
Well, there you go kind of.
Unlike the
Right.
Also, if you're watching this on Sunday, happy Star Wars Day.
Yes. Happy Star Wars Day.
Happy Star Wars Day. Well, and if you're watching on Thursday, happy.
Not Star Wars Day.
Yeah.
So, we're going into the castle.
Yeah, well, yeah, you got to the top, and you do notice, like, there's a little bit of. There's like a balcony sticking out. Like, because there's an area in between the two sets of stairs up.
Yeah.
And there's a little balcony out front, which seems to be like, where the king or the queen would announce to all the kingdom people.
Right. I just put Happy Star Wars Day in the chat. Okay. Keep going.
Sorry, but you notice that, and the guard says, "Right this way." He leads you to the doors, and he takes his pike, and he knocks. Dong.
Does it have one of those fancy knockers on your door? Like the thing, like, yeah.
Like the rain.
Yeah,
I mean-
the rain, yeah.
Well, the elf used a pike to knock on the door.
So, I'm assuming they didn't use it.
So it doesn't have knockers.
Oh.
It doesn't have a knocker? I assume there were 2 doors.
Yes, it's a double door.
So what's the problem?
Well, he used a pike, so
There's no
could.
knockers.
There could have been, but he didn't use it.
Yes. Because
Okay, so we're going in.
yeah, well, okay.
We're not getting anywhere today.
No. So the king opens the door, and he is this elf. He's a very tall crown. Says, "Why, hello. Who may you be?" Knight says, "These guys, they're detectives. They're here to investigate murder. I shall lead them around. You, you, you do what?
We do king things.
Yeah, you do your king things. I shall keep them safe. And, we've got all the other guards within the keep to keep them in line." So, he walks you in. You go in, and there is like. He takes you. Hold on. I think. In the castle, the keep. What is it? Yeah, Sorry, I didn't think about
What's wrong?
I hadn't really planned out how the inside would be. Although, well, okay, you're in a large room. Yeah, you're in like a large entry room, and there's two stairs off to the side. Seem to take you to the second floor.
Okay.
The guard takes you up the set of stairs up to your right. Yeah, it opens up to an area with a few doors, and one of the doors is super decorated with like a moon symbol, and he says, "There, that's the room." And yeah, and there's also like a bunch of guards lining the plate.
Okay. Well,
He takes you over and he opens the door, and it's a bedroom. Yeah. It's a bedroom. You assume it's of the queen's.
makes sense. Okay.
You do not find a corpse, but you do see like a lot
would
of
be good.
stains, and you see like a lot of like magic burn marks that you've noticed before,
Burn mark.
like the magical blast marks upon like the wall,
Like a fireball or bolt.
like like blast marks, not exactly burn marks.
Okay.
Like an explosion happened?
Like a bolt of something was shot.
Like, I'll just
Like some kind of magical force.
Like some kind of magical force was shot and blasted.
Can I make an arcane magic check to see if I can
Sure.
figure out?
Can I make an arcane magic check?
Oh, sure.
I have a 20.
What?
I got a 5.
Well, by what you can tell,
Pretty good because I have a +1.
yeah, by what you can tell, it doesn't seem to be from a flame or an acid. Like a flame, cold, acid. It seems to be from some sort of force damage. Um,
I don't know what Eldritch Blast is.
yeah. You both don't know what it is.
I know, but in the other campaign, I definitely do.
Right. Bran does not understand Eldritch Blast. I'm trying to figure out if it's an elemental type of damage.
Yeah,
or
it's
if
not elemental.
Just a flat magic kind of damage.
It seems to be more like a flat magic kind of damage. It's not a very large blast.
So I feel comfortable saying that something magical happened here.
Yes,
So-
some sort
Okay.
of light bolt.
Okay. I'm okay with that. That's the answer I was kind of looking for. So, all right. So I'm going to take a look around and see what else that I see.
Well, you notice. I mean, through the actually, make me an investigation check for both of you.
Okay.
Dude, that's not good. I got a 9.
Oh, that's not good. I got an 8.
Well, you look at the body, and you can kind of tell by the blood stains where the
Wait, I thought there was no body.
Yeah.
there isn't, but you can kind of tell where the body was through the blood stains that seem to be on the floor.
Okay.
Mm. Can I taste it?
No.
Oh.
I mean, he's stopping you. Besides,
I am.
But well, yeah. Besides him and awful diseases.
Uh,
Is there anything else you would like to do? Actually, you do notice a large window in the back of the
Okay,
room.
so there's blood stains, there's a window, there's magical markings. Just looking around the room in general, is there anything else I see? Is the bed a mess? Is it together? Is there a wardrobe?
Everything else seems to be mostly intact. I mean, the bed's a little messy because, well, the bed does seem to be a little messy, but not like overly messy. And the body does seem to have been on the floor.
How big is the room in general?
Um, it's large. Maybe 20 foot by 20 foot room. It's a pretty large room. Wait, it's a decently large room.
How big?
No, larger.
Both ways?
More like a 30 by 20, let's say. Yeah. 30 horizontal. No, 30 the long way. Like the bed's at the end. Well, okay. What do you guys want to do?
We should probably try and figure out what happened. Well, we kind of have an idea.
What?
Alright, so I want to check the window. Is there just one window?
Yes.
Okay. I'm assuming there's no glass in it.
There is glass, but there is a large hole by it.
By it?
Well, no, in it. Like
there's a
large
hole
hole in the glass.
I'm gonna look specifically at the glass and see if I can find anything.
Well, specifically at the glass, like
Yeah.
what are you trying to look for?
See if there's blood on the glass, or
The glass does not seem to have blood.
is there glass shards on the floor?
Yeah, yes. Like a bolt that came in. You
Okay.
guess.
So I'm gonna take a step back, look where the body was, close. Obviously, I'm not gonna stand where the blood was, and I'm gonna look out the hole in the glass directly. And
Hey.
what do I see?
You see the bell tower.
Oh,
The moon bell tower.
the charred one.
Correct. The one that seems that a fireball was shot at.
Hmm.
The
We need to get on that
top of the bell tower?
Yes.
or where the bell is.
Like, no, not on top, but like near where the bell is.
Okay. We need to get on that bell tower.
Surveillance says, well, I think the fireball must have been shot back. Maybe they saw someone. Maybe they witnessed it.
Maybe there's a dead body up there.
Maybe. Now that would be disappointing.
Wait, are we seeing the side with the charred blast?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it like perfectly where the charred blast is?
It's kind of close. But you could argue that the fireball could have been missed.
Hmm.
Or they shot low to anticipate somebody jumping out the window.
Maybe.
Interesting. Okay.
Think we need to get over there.
I will ask our guard friend. Is there any way that we could get into that bell tower to take a look around?
I mean, I wouldn't think so. I mean, it's guarded. Maybe if you talk to them, like maybe I could try and set you up with a royal pass.
Right. We need one of those. A royal pass. We need clearance. Security ID.
I shall go make a request to this about the king.
Yeah.
Though I shall have you follow me.
Can I ask you another question?
Yes.
Was the queen a magic user?
The queen? Well, we're kind of unsure.
Wait, she's your queen and you're not sure if she's a magic user?
Well, they kind of have that secrecy upon what the king and queen are. Some people success. Some people think she's a major magic user. The others theorize that she just kind of has her elven abilities. We don't really know if she took that kind of fighting or magic lessons, or even if she has a sorceress bloodline.
To your awareness, you don't know that she's a magic user.
We do not know. But we are pretty sure that the king is an Eldritch Knight.
We don't know if she was a magic user.
Well, the king. We do know that the king was a major general in some of our
Was the king
battles.
with the queen when she was killed?
No. The king, he was off. He was off doing deals with other kingdoms. But he got back and he was coming back, and that's when he witnessed, or that's when he saw the aftermath of the event. And that's where his paranoia struck him.
Is that why he was so monotone when we saw him?
So the king has a convenient excuse and just happened to show up when the queen was killed.
Yeah.
Well, he showed up after.
Yeah.
You're suspecting that the king.
I suspect nothing, and I would never say anything. Even
Wait, somebody could. Somebody.
I think you should think out your
Somebody
words.
either stole a royal pass or it was a royal person.
No,
Not.
Wait, do you normally need a pass to get up into the bell tower?
no.
Oh.
It's just been locked off because of what happened.
Oh.
I mean, usually there's certain workers, employees, and visitors like to visit the place.
Could have been an employee.
I mean, it
Could have been civilians.
Could have been.
Could have been me.
like how?
I don't
Could have.
wasn't here. I've never been here before.
Why?
Wouldn't anybody say that?
I think you should mark your detective thoughts away from me, and especially anything
Fair
about the
enough.
king.
Fair enough. My apologies. I just need to consider all possibilities when
Yeah, but
detecting.
It couldn't be anybody.
especially through the king's
I
paranoia.
am a major apprentice after all.
Please don't kill me, but it could be you.
I'd
Well, I
say
have no reason to believe it's you.
I'd say mark
Yet.
mark your words before I start to get paranoid, or even the king
Okay.
lets his paranoia take over.
Let's see if we can go talk to the king and get a day pass.
Yes.
Just to see.
He walks over down to the walks downstairs, and he walks through two large doors.
Mm.
And there's like a large like court, like a whole bunch of tables, and there's a throne far in the back. And the king,
What does the throne look like?
it's a It's a golden. It's like a very light silver, very fancy throne,
Hmm.
padded with some sort of blue cloth.
Fascinating.
White fascinating.
He walks down to the like there's a path to the king. The guard says, "The detective and his apprentices, they would like to see you." Or what? No, they would like a pass. Hold up, he did not say that. They would like a pass to the bell tower. A royal pass. Would you be willing to give them that? The king says, "Well, I shall give you these passes as long as you find out who murdered the queen."
Well, that is why we're here.
And he gives you a little token. One engraved with a crown on one side, and on the other has a sword. Said, "These are the tokens that shall give you entry." And he hands one to you, one to you, and one to surveillance. Oh, he hands one to,
Surveillance in disguise.
well, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go check out this belt.
So, you guys leave, and you go down the steps, and you go out.
When we get out of earshot of the castles, I'm gonna ask, what is? I'm looking at the coin. You said there's a sword on one side
Yeah,
and one on the other.
a crown.
Crown. What is the name of the king? The king and the kingdom here.
Oh.
What do they refer to the king as? Just as the king?
Yeah, well, yeah, we commonly call him the king.
What's his name?
I mean, often some people call him King Feyblade
Feyblade.
as part of the kingdom of Feyblade.
That's what it was.
Due to our magical Fey striking power.
It's better than King Beyblade. Pull the thing and they batter each other and spin in circles.
I
was
said that out
thinking-
loud, and I realize it is so close to paper. I'm
thought
like,
of that too.
oh.
Alright, what else we got? So we're gonna go to the tower.
Yes.
Okay.
So you go up to the tower, and the guard you spoke to is now sleeping, and the other one is awake. Says, "Hey, what are you doing?"
We have a pass. We'd like to go in the tower.
Okay. Can I see them passes?
Well, it's a coin. It's a royal decree.
Is it that big?
I don't know.
Yeah. It's like a small medallion
I have
thing.
I'm a collector of special coins.
Says, hand him over.
Cool. Don't we need to give him back to the king?
Well, yes, but to make sure that you're not like, well, I want to make sure it's real. I want to make
Oh.
sure that you didn't like. Uh, I didn't see you go to no king.
Fair. I will show him the coin.
He says he reaches his hand out, and he's going to grab the coin. He looks at it. He even takes it and he bites it. Oh,
It's the
This-
king's coin. Why would you bite the king's coin?
oh.
It's as if it's real.
Don't believe that the king just gave us this fancy coin with his
I
symbol on
mean,
it.
if
No.
it was cardboard, it would have smushed.
Well,
If it was tin, it would have bent. I understand that.
well, I wanted to make sure it was the really awful tasting metal he uses.
Why didn't you just lick it then?
Because that's weird!
Biting it's
These-
weird too.
These bugbears.
It's something with their teeth.
He gives you the coin
They
back.
don't often bite coins.
These bugbears, they're...
Fair enough. I
I
don't disagree sometimes.
don't think he likes that. Well,
You make the bugbear angry.
he says, well, he opens he opens the door and he lets you two in. He says,
Not all
right
three of us.
ahead. Says, oh, and I have to go wake up my partner. He fell
Which two
asleep.
of us?
Huh?
Which two of us?
You three.
Okay.
I mean, I could count the ghosts and say you four.
I don't think you four needs a pass though.
Okay, you three go.
And then
So
And then again, you hear the bickering and the yelling of the other one trying to wake the other one up.
must be a heavy sleeper.
must be.
So you get into the tower and you're at like the base. You're at the base of it. Now there does seem to be like a spiral staircase up,
Okay.
and there are like a few windows.
How big is the tower overall?
It's like it's like 20-foot radius.
Is it just the staircase going up? Essentially.
There's a little area around it.
Other books.
Few.
Okay.
Books.
There's a few like stuff. Like almost like they've other workers that just kind of like the bell tower has its main bell and the bell guy, but there seems to be other like important officers.
I will randomly pull a book and read the title.
It says how to catch a fish in 5 steps.
9.
I can do it in 3.
What steps are
Make
those?
dynamite, throw dynamite in water, catch fish.
I was gonna say cast rod, wait, reel and fish.
And on the front, you look at it, it says without using a fishing rod.
Yay! Without using a fishing rod.
Powder kegs.
How to catch fish in 5 steps.
Gunpowder can.
Right. Guns powder kegs.
So,
Essentially hand grenade.
Fireball.
Well, fireball doesn't really work underwater. You need the force of the explosion. Knock the fish
Lightning
out.
strike.
That would probably do it.
well, are you guys gonna keep scaling until you get to the top?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you get to the top, and then until you hit the huge bell area. Well, actually, you hit the floor below. Instead of it spiraling up, there's a staircase off to the one side. And you notice, as you go up those stairs, you realize that if there was another spiral, you'd be inside the bell of the bell.
That's a big bell.
Yeah, it's a large bell. And you do notice it is richly, like, carved with elven stuff.
Okay. What does it say?
Well, I mean, do you speak elven?
I do.
Oh, crud.
I don't think you planned for that, did you?
And on that, we're gonna rest until next time.
No.
We're at an hour. In 5 minutes.
Does it look important?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm gonna want to read it.
Well, it seems to be some, like, general, like, bell, like, fancy bell engraving. It says,
Tap here with mallet to make noise.
no, it says, to once the bell rings, it calls the moon.
Does it, like, ring at sundown?
You, you don't think so?
Do we remember hearing the bell ring at all?
You do not.
Then why is it there?
It probably rings the night in normally, but it's damaged. The building's damaged.
Well, yeah.
Alright, so we're on the floor with the bell. Is there anything else that we see up here? Is there
Well,
blood splatter or anything broken?
Do not. You notice you do notice that the char has been damaged. And you line up, and you can, like, nearly see into the queen's room where it was destroyed.
Okay, so can I... Kara,
I mean, there's a huge window in a room. Hold up. Yeah, that's just weird. Anyways, you can still see into the place.
right.
Into the...
Now, it doesn't look like that most people go up here.
Obviously.
Just
I'm
because.
assuming... Okay, so let me ask you this. How is the bell activated? Is it a rope down to the bottom floor, or is it...
There seems to be a rope on the floor below.
Or is somebody up here ringing it?
There's a rope on the floor below that rings it.
Is there a clanker?
Like in the middle?
Yeah.
Yes.
So typically nobody would come up here.
No.
Alright, so the
It's really
side
just
with
for
the
me.
blast... The side with the blast is the one towards the castle.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna look along there, like maybe around the edges of the opening, see if there's any blood or spatter or burnt crispiness or anything like that that might indicate that somebody might have been up here. A shadow on the floor of somebody. The charring is.
You seem to notice like boot marks of like the ash that covered the place. Like maybe someone was there and they started running. But they only seem to
Which direction do they go?
it goes to the other side of the tower and stops.
At the opening?
Yes.
I will look in that direction. What do I see?
You kind of just see some general buildings. You don't really notice anything important.
Would an average person be able to jump from the bell tower to any adjacent buildings or...
No. It looks like it would be near death trying to jump from here to anywhere else.
Is there a rope?
No. But as you're walking around, you hear like you kick something and it clanks against like the wall, a metal sound. It's a small dagger.
We can figure out fingerprints.
Maybe.
Sure.
So we're police for this kingdom.
I will pick up the small dagger, not by the handle, by the blade, not the sharp edges side, just the flats of the blade. And I will deposit it into my bag of holding for us to inspect later.
Okay. Well,
I have to get our super glue out.
that major hint.
My
think-
adhesive. No, it doesn't. The other slot.
I think
Thanks.
with that, I think we're gonna end the session here.
Okay. That sounds good.
If you enjoyed our video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
Maybe even drop a comment if you want. Maybe try and drop a comment. Maybe think you know who it is.
Or maybe you can drop a comment.
Or yeah, you could drop a comment about anything, but
Right. But if you know who did it,
or at least have a good guess.
let us know. Let us know your thoughts. And thanks for watching.
I think it's one of the people in the kingdom.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.